DESEAN!
What?
Good morning! I was so nervous because I didn't hear from you. I was like, oh my God, have you forgotten about this whole thing? So I was like,
No, I was
chillier now.
I was putting on. I was putting on clothes.
You're playing cool.
No, I was putting on clothes. You know, usually you don't have to put on clothes these days. And
Well,
so
you
like,
you're running around naked? Are you running around naked all day?
Yeah. I think we stay less clothes now in quarantine life, right?
I think I stay more clothes actually. I'm like making an effort. I cannot deal with like from the beginning on. Like I had like 2 days of hoodie. You know, I only own like 2 hoodies, so like it's not like my wardrobe in general. You know, but I think I just specifically had to like.
So you were doing
get up, shower, put on makeup. I put on more makeup being in quarantine than I do when I'm not, because then I have to.
Well, you know, there was a couple days when it was like, where I just got dressed and I was like, I'm just going to do what I normally do. And that was helpful for a little bit. There were a couple days where I had to do that, where I just be like, I'm going to dress like somebody cares. What up? Angie saying hi.
Hi, Angie. Hello, I'm popping in.
Your hair is awesome. Look at that.
Do you like it? It's a bit messy.
Yeah, I do. I love it.
I sort of like blend into the background. This is part of my vision wall. I started like a week ago and I tried to finish it. But like
Did you do it before, your hair before or after quarantine?
Oh no, I did it like last week. And it was really dark blue. But then I washed it out. It's too dark for me, but I like this kind of thing. But it's very messy.
It looks great. I wish you would have told me, because I would have, you know,
made an effort.
Yeah, I would have done some of that. You know,
you should shave. Do you shave your own bits? These bits.
I do. I can cut my hair myself. That's how I've been able to maintain. Thank God. Thank the Lord.
So tell me, like, how have you been dealing? I know, like, I talked to you a few weeks ago, and you were a bit like, "Oh, not ready for this." But then, like 2 weeks ago, you were like, "I'm ready for the outside world again." So
oh, that's so funny. That's so funny. When I told you, I was like, "Oh, I'm ready to go back into the outside world." That's when actually shit really hit the fan. I got to be completely honest, right? That's when shit really hit the fan. And I've had a couple loved ones, people that I care about, that, you know, this is a very sad note, but have ended up hurting themselves in this quarantine. So I had to go, I've been going through that for the last couple weeks. And so, like, I posted about it on my Instagram, you know, just, you know, help to raise awareness that during this quarantine, it is really great for people to reach out to people and check in, because the mental health side of things is getting more and more difficult. But other than those things, you know, I think everything in life is good and bad. And that's why I really liked what you were talking about, because you were talking about how are we going to reopen, how are we going to rebuild, and, you know, and so that's where I've been trying to put my attention, take care of myself, cooking more. You know what's been surprising? The at-home workouts.
I agree. I've had such a hard time normally with at-home workouts, and I now found the perfect one for me, which is one basic, and I really like that one because there's no music to it. That's like more important to me.
Yeah, like,
and it's working.
Yeah, it's really cool. Like, I'm actually like,
gym memberships are gonna drop after this.
Yeah, when gyms reopen, I'm gonna be like, you guys need to have some an at-home part of it where I can just like get up and just like do my thing. But I will say this about the at-home workouts. I have learned what I like and I don't like in at-home workouts.
All right, tell me.
What's really important to me, just for anybody doing the at-home workouts.
Okay.
I want to see the person doing the workout. They need to be working out with me. Like,
yeah. I am. Yes, totally.
I want to see them, if they're dripping and they're sweating and they're doing it. I'm like, okay, I can jump on board.
I hate it in general sometimes when like you're doing classes, but even when you do like gym classes and then they like start walking around and walking between you and turning on whatever things, and I'm like, no, you're like making me do this. I cannot do this on my own. I don't care about the other people. It's you who I'm looking up to. You know? Yeah,
you got to do it too. And I actually did this one at-home workout where we were doing Augustina. What up?
Hi, Augustina.
But there was this one at-home workout where the guy that was doing it, first of all, he had us do this ridiculous thing. We're just like, really? Like, this is how I'm going to start my day? And he, of course, had to commit to it, right? And literally, SiSSi, I'm looking at this guy, and at some point, because it was a ridiculous amount of reps, I don't remember how much it was. Yeah. I think it was maybe like burpees or something like that. Right, but literally, we're looking at this guy, and he's like pushing to get this thing done. Right. And I'm like looking at him, and I'm like concerned. I was like, is he going to faint right now? Like, because he's totally winded, can't do it, and he's like, okay. All right, guys, keep going. And I literally was like concerned for him that he's going to drop down. But I liked it because it motivated me.
I want to know a little bit about what you're doing. I know you had a play was meant to open, right? That didn't happen, did it?
Wait, say that again. My phone is saying it.
You had a play. You told me back when we worked on the film, I want to mention this, that you're starring in this film called Lulu.
Oh, yeah, Lulu.
Coming out at some point. That's how we met. Yeah, but you also told me that you were doing a play. You were directing a play.
Yeah.
That was going to be in March or something. It was going to open.
Yeah, the last thing I worked on, was the morning show. Right. So we were shooting season 2, and then we got shut down by the pandemic. So hopefully when everything reopens, we can get back to shooting because things were getting really juicy. The second season looks like it's going to be...
I cannot wait. I have to say I didn't watch it, like, you know, when I'm working on the film, because there's just no time, but I watched it afterwards, and the end episode, the visual of it, the direction, like, you know, when he's on the table, sorry for anyone who's spoiling this for, and you know, and then the escalators, and I think it's a smoke or like something is happening. I watched it 3 times. I literally went back and watched it again just for the beauty of it. I love that thing.
Yeah, the final episode was what a lot of people loved. The final episode, it really it was quite a way to end the season for people who haven't seen it. But like, it was quite a way to end the season, and so it was really cool where we've started, and man, things are really ramping up. So hopefully, when things reopen, we can get back to.
So how far in are you? Did you start?
We were in the middle of the second episode, so we have. Already. Yeah. So we have definitely a lot of stuff to do. So they got to figure out, you know, what things are going to be like on set. And
I'm just rooting for you to become the second anchor. I'm like, cut you down. I'm like, no.
Yeah, I'm curious too. What's going to happen with Daniel, Mr. Daniel Henderson? I love that. I love him so much.
I have a feeling like something crazy dark is going to come out of that guy still. I'm not sure if I'm just making this up, but like,
are you talking about Daniel?
Yeah. some dark secrets are gonna happen with him because he totally wants that job, and if he's not gonna get it for a woman, something is gonna creep out. He's gonna creep out.
Yeah, he does. He really wants that anchor seat, but I'm with him. Oh
my God, it's so fun. Well, that's amazing.
So I was doing the last thing I was doing was morning show, but while I was doing that, I think the play that you're talking about, I was directing a play called In the Blood over at Cal State Long Beach. Yes. Because you know, I'm a big theater nerd, big theater guy, always like super involved in the LA theater community. Yeah. So we're doing a play called In the Blood, and all that's wrapped up. And then I have the theater company, Collaborative Artist Block, which I'm artistic director of. And we haven't been able to do any programming, of course, because of COVID-19. But we're actually doing a lot right now. We're focusing as much as we can on, like, you know, philanthropic work. Like, we're helping out different charities. So that's where our focus is. Because our general mission, even the theater pieces that we produce, is we're just trying to start social conversations about, conversations about impact. And so we just switched our focus during this time when we don't know when live performances are going to be able to be back again in.
Perhaps they're going to be filmed.
What is that?
Perhaps they're going to be filmed in the future.
Yeah.
In a theater setting. What was that film? It was such a beautiful film. Who was in it? Was Nicole Kidman? The Brechtian thing. Remember that? It was all.
Dogville.
Oh yes. Oh my God, I love that film.
Yeah.
So good. Yeah. Made me happy. God, my theater thing is all like.
Yeah. No, I love Dogville.
My theater. Background.
Yeah. I love Dogville. Yeah, theater companies are doing some cool things, filming things. So maybe we'll do something like that. That would be fun. But it's crazy because you don't know how long this is going to be. So how much of your resources should you invest into this sort of new normal, or how much of it should you just like, you know, wait until things come back on? We don't know. Here's the question.
You have no idea. And also, like, even if we go back, we don't know if it's going to hit us right back, you know, and especially then like it's autumn. So
you got a donation for Save the
I know
Children.
I was going to say first donation, whoever you are, thank you so much. I don't know if I should, like, there's a view thing, if you can say who it is. Outright, like, oh my God, Eleanor from, I'm saying your name wrong now, Eleanor? Yes, from Lulu.
Oh,
thank you so much.
Awesome. Yeah.
Oh, I love you. Amazing.
Oh, that's so cool.
It makes me feel good.
Yay, you're doing something good.
About the future, visions. What would you like to see happen in small and in big? What do you think, or what would you like to see happen?
Well, you know, when you talked to me about this, and, you know, I was, first of all, I'm not smart enough to make any of these plans. But the one thing I thought about is, you know, when I was running the other day, because that's one of the ways that I keep saying is I try to run pretty much every day. And, you know, it's been really disturbing for me to see the homeless population. It's always been something that I'm concerned about. Even before the pandemic, like, you know, one of the plays that we did, or one of the issues that we did with Collaborative Artist Block, is that we were talking about the homeless problem in Los Angeles, how it's growing, and, you know, we really need to put our time and attention to get everyone housed, because it is within our resources for us to be able to do it. And, you know, one thing I realized, I was like, you know what, for us to really move past this pandemic, if we're not just like sweeping things under the rug, we're going to have to find housing. And I'm glad that Newsom is putting that on his agenda. I think that they can move even faster, and it needs to happen. But I'm hoping that what does occur in sort of just like a general thought from this pandemic is that we take a more holistic approach to our lives and our government, so that we really realize how interconnected we are, because that person's experience that is sleeping on the ground, I think we had really gotten into an idea where it's like, if my house and my family are okay, then life is okay. And, you know, all the things that we're starting to see from this pandemic, like the oil prices dropping into the negative, the supply problem. Now we're dealing with the food chain, the food supply, food chain. And, you know, I think it's making us realize and see again how interconnected we are. And if someone is not okay, that hopefully we understand again the cost of that, and not just assume that if they're not okay, that doesn't impact my day to day. So I'm hoping that if there's anything that we get from it, that as a society and as a world, we kind of lean into that a little bit more. And if we do that, just that one thing, I feel like that would be fantastic. You know? I'm hoping that, you know, because we've moved into such sort of, you know, everyone's closing their borders right now. But I do hope that, I feel like we're going to have a choice. It's either going to go into more like nationalism, or, you know, we're really going to realize, have a deeper realization of globalization, and how we're going to have to help. It's not just about, even though we have based off of the numbers, the worst documented outbreak right now. But, you know, even after the U.S. take care of itself, then it's like, it's not like we can leave a country to just deal with this. We have to make sure that everyone's okay to get by this. So I'm hoping and putting my energy and attention to that's where we end up, the direction that we end up going in. But are you really like considering moving during the pandemic right now?
I mean, if they're opening up everything, I mean, anyway, soon, you know, you know what I mean?
Hey, well,
like, might as well move house.
One of the governors said that's opening up. They're like, there's always a little bit of risk in life. This is not a little bit of risk. Like,
when do you think filming of shows will start again?
As soon as we can figure out how to do it safely. And I think I'm really fortunate about that. The producers of Morning Show, they're really socially conscious, smart people. They really care for us. And so I feel fortunate that I'm working with them right now, because I know they're going to do what's really best. At the same time, they're trying to get back as soon as possible, because we're all excited and passionate about this. about
God,
the show.
yeah, definitely.
All right,
Stay
you.
safe.
Have a good day.
Bye.
How do I get out of this thing?